if you have that winning mindset instilled in you, you seen that your first business got to, you know, a great point and will get to an even better point. You know that. And so it's just like, you have to think that same way when it comes to a new business, because then there'll be another business and there'll be other businesses. What's up, hustlers? It's DeMarco
and Natali,
and today we're going to be giving you 3 things that you need in order to build a successful business. We're going to start off talking about number 1, generating a winning mindset. So, to me, what that means is getting into that mental process of winning. It's almost like you have to not only convince yourself that you're going to win, but like convince yourself to the point to where you feel like that is going to happen. Like you tell yourself like, okay, I may be in this downfall or I may be in this bad spot, but I know eventually I'm still going to win. And so basically I feel like that it means, as far as no matter what you're going through, no matter what point you're at, in your mind, in your what people would think crazy mind, because people could see you losing and they'd be like, you know, they may tell you, why don't you just give up? But it's like, it's almost like you're crazy to the point to where you know you're gonna win no matter what Jack says, no matter what Jill says. Like, you know that you're gonna win, and it's like nothing that nobody can tell you or no circumstance that can happen that'll sway you to thinking otherwise. So what do you think?
I think so like the other day I was thinking about, you know, just trying to refer to just my business, you know, when it comes to these topics. I feel like I try to relate a lot to, you know, that business because it's, you know, well established and I've worked on it, or I mean, it's established, but, you know, I'm still working on it. But I feel like, I don't know, like from the very beginning, it's like, for me, you know, I was so young, and so I feel like I never really put too much thought into it. I just started doing it, and it just happened to do really good. You know, my nail business, my nail supplies. And so, like, starting out with a whole new business and starting from scratch, I feel like now that I'm older and I have a different mindset, like everything is starting to, I don't know, it's like I'm having to put more thought into everything. And so like having a winning mindset, I feel like that's something that I had to not necessarily, I guess, learn with this business, because like at first, like when we first like started the business, it's like, okay, we got, you know, like we got to do, you know, the EIN number, you know, in my mind, it's like, I know like this is one of the steps that it takes for us to start our own business. But it's like a little tiny part of me, you know, would think like, well, like what if it like doesn't do good, and then like we, you know, did everything, you know, paid for this and the other, and, you know, like what if it, you know, and it's just like thoughts like in the back of my mind, like what if it doesn't do good, and like we've done all of this. And so like I had to get myself out of that, you know, negative thinking, and just know like, no, like, you know, we got to do everything by the book because it's gonna do good.
Exactly. And
so I feel like now, like, I don't know, it's like it is it's like you have to rework your whole mindset when it, you know, when it comes to something that you really, you know, want to do, because if not, I feel like you almost like talk yourself out of it. And I feel like that's what I was kind of doing at first. And I mean, I don't know why. I guess it's always like that what if, but I guess that's what we have to like stay away from.
I feel like in your situation, like you said, like you have a business that's established and still, you know, and it's still growing, but just the thought of, like you said, like having that business and then starting another business from scratch,
humbling,
it's almost like, you know, like I said, like you're starting from scratch, and so it's like you're having to I mean, yeah, like you said, it's humbling you, but also, as far as the aspect of having that winning mindset, is if you have that winning mindset instilled in you, you seen that your first business got to, you know, a great point and will get to an even better point. You know that. And so it's just like, you have to think that same way when it comes to a new business, because then there'll be another business and there'll be other business. And so with each business, they're all going to start from the ground, but you already have to have that instilled into you, no matter if you're doing a business from scratch or you're talking about a business that you're building. It's still got to be that same mentality.
And I think for me, I think that's really what holds me back from, like, you know, venturing out into like the real estate or, you know, just anything. I think is just, I guess maybe not have, I guess you could say that I really don't have that winning mindset. And so I always think about the what ifs. And like, I guess I kind of like, you know, I guess you could say like, I give people their props, like people that are able to just say like, okay, I want this and I'm going to go for it and that's it. And I feel like for me, I think too much about it, like, okay, as far as like numbers, and you know, I just try to really make sure that every little thing would like add up, and I for sure have to know that, okay, like it's, you know, like after I sell this much or after I do all of this, like this is how much I would be making. And I feel like that's like another reference would be like investing into like stocks. And I just thought about that, like when Sandra was first telling me about it, I was like, okay, well if I put this much in there, like in 30 years, like can they guarantee like this is how much I'm gonna give back, you know? And to me it's like that's kind of like the mentality that I have. Is like,
it's a scarcity mindset.
Yeah, and it's like I want to know for sure that it's gonna work, that, you know, I'm gonna get this much back. And so I guess I don't know, it's like it holds me back from like venturing out into other stuff. So it's definitely something that you know have to have in order to be successful.
For sure. And not only just successful, it's once you become successful, there's always higher levels to success. So it's like you can feel like you've gotten to a good point, but you never want to get comfortable to where you feel like that you made it. And that's that winning mentality that's always going to push you. It's always going to have you wanting more, because you in your mind you feel like you deserve more. And it's like right now we're at a point to where we feel like that we deserve more, and so once we get it, we need to still have that same mindset that we had when we first started. And I feel like that this would be good for you too, and for me as well, from as in starting back from square one. And then once we see where we get, that's what's going to instill those small mentality traits that you may feel like that you don't have. So number 2, patience. Patience. So, patience is one of my biggest things. It's something that I picked up on as in a previous relationship. I knew that patience was something that I lacked, and so in between coming into a relationship with you, that was one of my biggest things that I tried to work on. As far as, I mean, and my son has helped me with that as well. And so that was something that I knew that I lacked. And I knew that having a business that I was going to need, you know, that I was going to need that. And so it's something that it can be practiced. It's something that not everybody is born with. Not everybody is blessed with patience. I praise the people that are blessed, just put onto this earth with patience. You're amazing. But patience can be worked on. I feel like that it can, and I feel like that it goes back to the mental process. You have to want to gain patience. You have to put yourself in situations to where you know you would be impatient and try to practice patience. And you have to, and it translates to business, because there may be times where, like we said, our business is starting from the scratch, and it's going to take patience in order for us to get to where we want. And without that patience, we're going to stay here. And until we are able to gain that patience and gain that faith and gain that trust into our work and know that what we put out is good. And it's like, even with patience, I feel like that you still can know that you do good, but the patience, and it can be frustrating, because I feel like that if you know that you're doing good, like, we know that our shirts look good, and it's like,
I think that's
where are the purchases? Like, why is nobody buying stuff? And then, but it's like, people want to see. People not, you may have a few people that support you at the beginning, and that's gonna be like a couple friends here and there, a couple family members, but not much. You can't depend on that as well. But it's gonna take that consistency, that persistence, that, like, people don't want to see you start a business and then if you don't get any sales, then now your content's slowing down, or now you're not promoting your business no more. Now, do y'all still sell shirts? Do y'all still got y'all Cricut machine? And so it's just like, it's almost like, I feel like, I wouldn't even say that it's your customers that's testing you. I feel like that it's God testing you. He wants, before he blesses you with what you deserve, with the abundance that you deserve. That's my new word. Before he blesses you with the abundance that you deserve, you have to show him those traits that you'll be ready. And because even once you start getting sales, you may start needing patience for something else, because we may be so busy. We may need patience to, okay, we got 30 orders taped, but let's slow down. Let's slow down. Take it easy. Let's eat or do something, or it's always gonna be another step in patience. I feel like we'll grow patience the rest of our lives.
I think, I don't know, it's something that I for sure lack. Like this morning, my patience was tested by a customer, and I realized, like, oh, like, I thought I was working on it, but I don't think I've gotten too far.
So okay, this may be a long topic, but so when you say that you feel like you're working on your patience, what do you feel like you're doing that's helping you work on that?
Just trying to be more understanding of, I don't know, I feel like patience comes with understanding. Like, so with a customer, they might not know, whatever they're asking about, I guess. And so it's like me having to just kind of have that moment where, like, okay, like, they really don't know, so let me, like, slow down and let me break it down, for them to understand whatever it is, that we're dealing with. And so I guess and even, like, say for example, like with Case, just basically, like, just slowing down, like, okay, like, what is it, to where before with kids I'd just be like, what, like, and it's like I almost, with any kids, like, say with Liam, like, it's like I almost get irritated. And so just, I guess, I think for me it's like just slowing down. I feel like with everything, like, I work so fast, and so just learning to just like okay, like, what. And so, I don't know, other than that, I feel like I don't know how to.
I feel like with patience, it comes at different angles. Where it's almost like business. Like, they can listen to us, but what may work for us may not work for them. So as far as, if I met somebody that has incredible patience, they may tell me all these things that work for them to build their patience, but that may not work for me. So I feel like the biggest thing is literally, like you said, like, is figuring out what works for you, what helps you, if in a situation where patience is needed, what helps Natali draw back and say, okay, like, just relax, like, just relax. Things are gonna go the way I plan. Whether it's business, whether it's parenting, whether it's helping with Liam, what works for Sandra with Liam may not work for you. And so in that circumstance, you just have to figure out your strategy. Just like you figured out your strategy as far as YouTube, or as far as building your online store. Like, you figured out your strategy. You didn't go off somebody else's strategy and do exactly what they said. You did what worked for you, and that's how you got to where you are. So I feel like it's the same thing when it comes to those different characteristics. You just have to figure out what works for you.
Yeah. It's hard though.
Yeah, it's hard. Anything good. I always like to say anything good is never gonna be easy. Anything easy is never gonna be good. If it comes easy, I don't want it.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, just as easy as it came is as easy as it go. So.
But I really like what you said earlier though about, having patience in a business, can be, starting out can be really challenging because of that same reason. I feel like, when you said something about like, where are the orders, like, why are we not getting orders? I feel like that's almost like the stage in the business that I'm at, and I feel like you're the one that like kind of been pushing us to like, no, like we still gotta get content. And to me it's almost like, I don't know, it's like I told you, I have those thoughts where it's like, okay, what's the point of posting? Like, we still ain't getting no orders. But it's like, we're not gonna get more orders if we're not posting. And so I feel like that's what a lot of people don't realize. And I thought about, just different people that, I know personally that, it's like they don't get no sales, so I'm just gonna stop posting, and so obviously, like, that doesn't work, and we know that for sure. So it's,
and even posting can be discouraging, because you can edit this video and think this video fire, and then you post it and you get 57 views and 5 likes, and you're like, what?
I think really, like, when it comes to business, period, it's hard out here, like, I feel like people make it look easy, but it's hard, and especially, very competitive. And even like lately, I kept seeing it on my Facebook yesterday, like, people only support you when you're popular, when you're popping, and I feel like you've even said that before with your training, because like I had, like, for example, like I had a client, that's been coming to me for a while, and like she posted that she wanted to book a session with another one of the trainers, and to me, like, the first thing that came to mind is like, okay, for one, my man trained, so like, why you not trying to book with him? But then I seen like she screenshotted it and he had like a whole bunch of followers, and so it's like, oh, okay, like, is that like, what's the reason, like, is he a real good trainer and that's why you want to go with him? Or are you just going to him because he got a lot of followers? And I feel like it's just because he got a lot of followers, because he ain't no good. So. And so, like, and I've seen other, that was just an example that I wanted to use. But, I mean, it's, it's plenty of businesses out there that they're just, I wouldn't necessarily say they're hyped up, but it's like more people are willing to go to these places because, oh, they went viral, or like I don't know, a lot of people know about them. They went
viral, I want to support. So when they make it, they gonna remember.
Like, oh, I went there.
Yeah,
and so I feel like that. I mean, it's like I know you used to say it, but it's like, okay, like now it's like I'm seeing it like firsthand. Like, oh, okay, like I see how these.
Right. yeah, but I don't be tripping.
But same thing, we just gotta have patience and like just grow our business. Yeah. And then one day they're gonna want to support.
I'm excited. I feel like that. I feel like honestly, the thing that makes me most excited, I really feel like that we got a good thing going as far as the people we're talking to. I'm getting off topic. Okay, so the number 3 is discipline. So you can start that one.
I feel like all three of them, it's like you can't have one without the other. Like they all tie in together. Yes. But when it comes to discipline, I feel like we've been doing like really good. When it comes to that, I feel like the best way to stay disciplined is having a schedule. Routine.
I started that today.
I see.
So today I started. I'm gonna do 21 days of a schedule, a routine, to where I'm gonna write it, and that's what I'm gonna do. So for these next 21 days, I'm challenging myself to thoroughly plan out each day, and I had it by time, hour by hour. What I even had, what time I'm gonna eat lunch, what time I'm gonna eat dinner, and I feel like that's gonna help me. And because sometimes I feel like I get scatterbrained, and I feel like I got a million things to do, but I don't know when I should do it, and then I end up doing none of it.
Yeah, it's like you're so overwhelmed that you don't even know where to start.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like that's definitely.
So y'all should try it if you want. 21 days challenge. Put yourself on a schedule and follow it. If you go off your schedule, start over.
And you don't gotta wait till the first of the month to do it. Just start whenever. I feel like anytime people want to start something new, they want to wait.
No, start. But with back to discipline, man, discipline is important because at the beginning, you may feel real motivated. You may feel like, I'm gonna start this business. I'm excited. My family excited. They've been saying, I'm gonna come through. I'm gonna buy a shirt. Or your friends hyping you up. You're like, yeah, bro, that's a good idea. And then once you start your business,
it's cricket.
Remember you said you was gonna hit me on the shirt. Yeah, I got it. And then that's when your motivation may die out, but that's when you need your discipline to come into play, because your discipline is what's going to keep you going. Yeah. On the days you don't feel like it, your discipline going to tell you to get your ass up. And so, just like with anything, with working out, with a business, like, discipline is the most important thing that you can instill. And that's the one thing I can say that I thank the military for. I feel like I sounded real country right there. But that's the one thing I can say I thank the military for. Just the system of repetitiveness and doing the same thing, or having a schedule, or at one point when I was in basic training, we went to the range. Maybe I think it was like 3 weeks straight. We was going to the range every day to shoot. And at first it was fun. I'm like, because I never shot. That's my first time shooting. And so I went out there, it's my first time shooting. I'm at the range, I'm shooting targets, they falling. And so, it's exciting. And then after a while, it's like, dang, I'm tired of going to the range. Like, it's hot. Like, it's and then it became frustrating.
But I'm sure you got better.
I got better, and like I said, the repetitiveness, and I feel like that's where they instilled the discipline in us, because you didn't have the choice. But you had the choice but they instilled the discipline through routine, and so that's why. Or I ain't gonna say that's why I made my decision, but it all makes sense as far as instilling that discipline and having that routine set out. We knew we always knew what we were gonna do the next day, and so just having that plan out is, I felt like that's what put discipline into soldiers or people that join the military. But I mean, you have some people, but also you have to want to take something out of it. And so it's like you can be there just going with the flow just to get it finished, and you won't learn anything from it. But so it's like, even with the business, like, you can go through the trials of business, but I feel like through business you have to learn on the way. So there may be times where you take an L in business, but hopefully you learn from whatever that mistake was. Or if, say for instance, with our business, if we invest thousands of dollars in these new shirts, thinking that everybody gonna like them because we like them. We getting all these different, say for instance, we getting these random shirts, just random, and we know they gonna like them, and so we order 1,000 of them, just like, we like, forget it, let's go all out. And but you take that L, because nobody like them shirts. And so hopefully you learn from that, and you learn that I can't be doing that. I can't be, I can't be going based off of what I like, because at the end of the day with the business, your crowd is who, I mean your customers are who you're trying to come and keep coming. Yeah. So it's like, but just as far as discipline, I'll let you put your take on it.
Well, as I was saying earlier, well, basically, I think we basically agreed on the same thing, that discipline is really just, or the way to, get more discipline is really just by setting a schedule and just sticking to it. I feel like even with my business, like today.
When you say a schedule, kind of give them just give them your wake up to lunch routine.
Okay, so wake up, go to the gym. Usually go straight from the gym to do nails. And then by the time I make it home, it's lunchtime. And then after lunch, we do orders. After orders, usually you leave, and so I'm doing something for my business. Right after that, it's time to cook dinner, eat dinner, shower, watch a little bit of TV, or text people about appointments, sleep, same thing, wake up, gym, and just of course tweaking it here and there. Just
the only things that may change are the different, the things that you need done for your business.
Yeah, like today I did, my shelves, stocked my shelves and stuff. And so, me, I think like you mentioned earlier, a lot of the time we have so much that we have to get done, but it's almost like we get overwhelmed, and so it's like I don't even know where to start. And so what helped is really just, I think we both figured this, like writing it down, and like literally writing it down and checking it off, after you've done each task, and it just keeps you more just organized. And it helps everything just kind of run a lot smoother, or and that's like everyday things. But of course, like even with just, I don't know, things that you plan to do, throughout the year. And, I guess I learned this from you, just, writing a date by it.
Yeah, because once you put that date on it, it's like you're going to do it.
Yeah. You're going to have to find time to, make that deadline.
Exactly.
And so I feel like that's when it comes to discipline, I feel like that's one thing that definitely has been working for me, is just going based on the schedule, and not, because I feel like for so long I was just going like day by day, like whatever pop up today, like I'll do it, if not I'll just be sitting on the couch. And so it definitely has and so it's definitely made a big difference in my business.
And the biggest thing with discipline too is, excuse me, if you put a date on something, post it.
Yeah, just
because then at that point you're putting a promise there. So now you have to. So now you need to properly plan. So that's why I always, when you bring something up to me, I always say when we're doing it, what's the date? So that way we have a visual. And so the biggest thing with discipline is creating that visual. So with the routine, if you have say 5 things you need to do for your business, you feel like if you don't have that routine, you'll probably never do any of it. But if you put that routine, you say, okay, on Monday I'm gonna do this one. On Tuesday I'm gonna do this one. On Wednesday I'm gonna do this one. And that's how you instill that discipline. And I feel like that once you have that routine, you'll see that growth. For sure. So, with that being said, there's 3 things that you need. Number 1, a winning mindset. Number 2, patience. And number 3, discipline. No in-betweens, no shortcuts. These are 3 things that you must have. And so with that being said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check out our shop. This shirt is one of our newest. We have Natali, we have me, and peace.